Hey everyone, before we get into today's game, I just want to remind everyone that we're doing a Q&A giveaway over the next few weeks leading up to episode 100. The announcement is up on the podcast feed and over on our YouTube channel if you want the specifics, but in essence, any question you ask on our YouTube videos between now and episode 100 will be answered on a special Q&A episode, and you'll be eligible to win a Lancer Core rulebook. We hope to hear from you. Now, back to the game. Welcome back to CCRPG. We are returning as our pilots infiltrate a Lev Integrated Technologies base. They have used the commotion and chaos of a rebel cell having already attacked it to sneak their way in, posing as reinforcements for Lev, to pose as a relief force. But as they've made their way into the building, they have found, well, at least the bottom few floors, the parts that are open and accessible to the public and normal day-to-day workers, they kind of like climbed up the side of the fire escape, got right in, and it's fairly quiet in there. Aside from the giant smoking hole in the side of the building by the entrance and the tons of dead guards, station security outside, on the inside where the pilots were, you would have never known there was an active attack ongoing. Until they go just one more floor up, where they start seeing the signs of a riotous battle. Scarring along the walls from both gunfire and some currently unidentified slash. We had Steve identify that these are no laser weapons. Whatever cut into this wall was with such force that it physically tore stone from the wall. And they found the disassembled bodies of what appear to possibly have been members of the rebellion who had come here to attack the place. Astro stayed behind on that floor looking for a way to gather more info about the surgery theater he found himself in. As Evelene, Steve, and Dyne move up to the next floor, which, to their surprise, is more like an indoor hangar with various hospital-like vehicles, some like ambulance-style vehicles, all branded with Lev Integrated Technologies branding, and a vehicle they've not seen the like of before, with various tubes on the outside feeding into it, some sort of like armored vehicle that seems to support something. As they move into this area, though, they realize it does take up the next few floors of the building, and from above, echoing out into this open air area, they heard the sounds of fighting, gunfire, shouting, and right before we ended the session, the falling body of someone who was killed above, slamming down into the top of one of these vehicles before they rolled off onto the floor. We're going to pick back up with those three now. Evelene, Dyne, Steve. As this happens in front of you, what do you do?
Look up.
You look up, but it is hard to tell exactly where it came from. The ledges are 2 to 3 stories above you, and they could have fallen off of any of them. You still hear echoing of gunfire and shouting in the distance, but you're not sure if you even want them to see you. Right now, there is the sounds of fighting in the distance, though, and you have the evidence of it in front of you.
How many stories tall was this building again?
Like somewhere between 12 and 15.
Okay. And we start, this is the 5th floor.
This is like 5th through 8.
5th through 8, okay.
It's a bit of a shame we didn't have Astro here, because he could have investigated with his stealth suit.
I don't know what you mean by that, but...
Well, he could be invisible and look what's going on without drawing attention.
Oh, up on the further floors?
Yeah.
Well, we need to get there first. But should we let them push further? The further they go, the further we can investigate on the way up.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I'm not opposed. I'll look to Dyne.
I'm starting to think that we shouldn't separate from Astro too as I look down at the body that was just thrown on the ground.
How close do you get to the body? Do you guys advance towards the vehicles, towards the center of this hangar area, which is where the body will have fallen?
Not yet. I would just glance at it.
It lies broken on the ground, limbs askew in a way that does not look natural.
Is this
fantastic?
Is this another like a same uniform as the other people, like rebel outfit?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if we're going to give them a little bit more time upstairs, let's clear the floor, I guess. Or at least what we think is appropriate, and then move on. And if we feel that we need to get back to Astro, we'll at least know that it's safe, right?
Sure,
all right.
That works.
We'll check the floor.
All right, where do you start? Are you going to go into this little hangar area that is directly in front of you? Or are you going to like stick to the sides and try to find like hallways that lead away from it? Where are you headed? Are you examining the body or the vehicles or moving away from this area?
I'm going to look along the sides. I don't want to get out in the open because if somebody looked over the side and saw me in the hard suit, I think that'd be a pretty dead giveaway. There are other people here.
You will see there are passages that lead away and snake like into the rest of the building from here. It is only the majority of these floors that are like centralized in this little hangar area. You see something odd where you didn't you didn't get a sense of this from the outside, but the clinic is kind of up against the side of the module, meaning that its back wall is kind of flush with the wall of the module itself. And you realize looking at this hangar is, like this hangar's outlet actually leaves the module itself. It's like a hangar was built into this facility so that things could directly leave from here into space.
Sure.
That actually explains something I've been wondering about. Because I was thinking, how did they get the vehicles in here? Being on the upper floor, but okay, they have a outlet.
All right, well, I will start sweeping and exploring the other rooms around here, seeing if I can find anything interesting or whatever.
You find largely mechanical equipment. You find various service equipment for fixing small starships. You find replacement plating, you find valves, you find filters. You see an area where you could like load various pieces like engine blocks and stuff onto a diagnostic table and things like that. It seems like various rooms around here are for servicing the vehicles. At least that's what the side rooms seem to be.
Sure.
So last time we were describing the room, Bob, you had described a unusual ship with like pipes and pumps coming out of it.
Yes.
I'd like to check that out. Maybe position myself in a way that I'm not going to be seen by the people on the upper floors, but I want to figure out what this is.
Okay. You'll have to kind of get over to it, staying unseen. You do not know if anyone's even looking or not, but you will have to make your way out to the ship. You kind of can hear echoing through the facility where you think the fight is, and you don't see any combatants from where you are. As you approach the ship, you can see that the back is actually down. It does seem to have like a lowering like plank or like, you know, like a ramp that comes out the back, that where the back door turns into a ramp, that you can like quickly scurry up to get inside the vehicle so that you can't be seen.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. As you get inside, it is dark. It is like horribly dark in here. While the facility outside is lit, there are no windows inside this vehicle. All you get in here is from the ambient light, like bouncing off the floor outside. Nothing is lit in here. From a few feet into the ship, it is pitch black.
Okay. I mean, I assume I have some sort of light I can just, or a flashlight or something, I can just see what's going on.
Okay. Well, if you have a flashlight, you turn it on and immediately realize you are surrounded by holding tanks filled with a dark, viscous liquid. You turn and look around, and they line the whole outer hull of the ship. When you lift up your flashlight to look at one more closely, it's like looking into, like a magic 8-ball, where you can't quite see what's in there until it lulls forward and you see a face press against the glass.
Ugh. Are they alive, unconscious?
You can't tell from out here. You
Are
see
they
the
moving?
impression of a face, unmoving, pressed up against the glass nearest you.
Is it humanish?
Yeah.
Human augmented?
From here, I mean, there aren't aliens in this setting, as far as you're aware. Like
Yet.
this is a person.
Oh, I meant like, is this like unaugmented versus augmented, I guess, really?
Make a check. Make a pilot check.
Yeah, I'm great at... I have nothing that applies here other than stay cool, so I guess it's just a straight D20.
Yeah.
9.
It is hard to say. They are being held within this kind of like liquid canister, and you're not really sure why. You would have to open it and take them out to get a closer look.
I am not going to do that. Is there any anything like writing or documentation or noting or anything that would give a clue?
Nope. Very
Really?
no. There's no writing in here whatsoever.
That's not a good working environment. There should at least be a warning sign, so like watch your head or don't let the things out of the tank or...
Well, you find none of that here.
Okay. Is there anything else of note other than the tanks in this
I mean, if you make your
bay?
way to the front of the ship, you will arrive at the cockpit.
Sure. Why not?
Right.
I'm already halfway there.
You work your way through the ship, and as you get to the cockpit of the ship, you will see there are what you would normally expect in a ship of this size, where it's just like a little 2-person cockpit, a main pilot seat and like a co-pilot seat that have various terminals attached to them.
Okay. No personal effects or anything?
Oh no. No, it is sterile in this cockpit.
This is the most boring cockpit I've been in. All right. I don't want to turn anything on because that would draw attention. And if there's nothing notable in here,
I mean, the
then
only
guess I'll-
thing in here you would have to interact with are the terminals in the cockpit.
I'll tap a button and see what happens.
You would have to turn the power on in order to
Oh.
activate the terminals. If you want to, you absolutely can open up these terminals and try to look through them, but you would have to activate the power. You
Shit.
wouldn't necessarily have to turn the engines on, but you would at least have to activate the ship's power systems.
Okay. Evelene pulls out a coin and flips it, which is the equivalent of me rolling a D2. And this will determine whether or not she turns the terminals on. Let's say heads is 0, tails is 1.
It doesn't do 0 and 1. It does 1 and 2.
Shit, you're right. Okay, heads is 1, tails is 2. I'm thinking in binary. Okay. 2. I do. That is tails. So
Chimera has a binary coin. It just has a bit on one side and is blank on the other.
Hey, it's the future. It could happen. Maybe that's the currency. Okay, then I don't turn it on. Yeah, I'll head back then, I guess. If there's nothing else in the ship, I'll head out and meet up with the rest of the crew.
All right. Dyne, what have you been doing at this time?
Is the body in an open area? Like,
it landed on top of the ambulance ship and then like dented the roof ever so slightly and then rolled off.
I would like to go over and inspect the body to see what types of wounds it has.
Okay. Here's the thing, Orion. As you get closer, you can see how it dented the top of the ambulance ship. It is another rebel member, but they are wearing heavy armor. They're wearing the equivalent of what Steve is wearing, right? This is like a heavy gunner. You can actually see where there's like a support arm that comes off of his spine, like on the hard suit, that you imagine would support like heavy ordnance weaponry. You know, something like a heavy like machine gun or something like that. It's like a minigun or something like that. You do not see evidence of that weapon here, but you do see him. And as you kind of like approach the body and like push it over a little bit, he is heavy wearing this. You are able to find the wound. Aside from the fact that he fell quite a distance, it seemed you can tell his body was already limp during that fall, and his limbs are kind of every which way now. But as you roll him over, you find a single deep, all the way through pierce going through the chest and out his back.
Oh, cool. They have a drill.
This does not look like a drill. This looks like a puncture. This is like a spike was driven through this man. But it does have a shape to it that's just vaguely triangular.
Fantastic. All right. Can I like inspect him to see if he has anything on him I can take, like identification or
this guy apparently has good OPSEC. He has no, like, I'm a rebel and this is who I am kind of stuff on him.
Name tag over the name tag.
Yeah,
he doesn't have his picture.
He doesn't have any of that on him. So he did not show up to the raid on a military facility with that on him at least. But you are able to kind of look him over a little bit. Why don't you roll me? I'm going to tell you to roll me either your medical check to get some additional more information there, or some sort of investigative check to find out equipment or something like that on him.
I don't roll patch enough, so I'm going to roll patch. Let's see how well this goes. A 20.
Nice. You're able to look him over, and you do find that one, this guy was stimmed when he got pierced. Like, this guy was in the middle of like probably fighting the best he's ever fought in his life, right? He's wearing heavy armor, and it's odd. You see no other wounds on him, like none. This guy was not touched until a single pierce driven all the way through his chest and out his back ended him immediately. And then whatever flung him off the side of the balcony. You are also able to find that he does have a subdermal chip that you're able to extract with your medical information. As you extract it, you realize this is a communications chip that he must have plugged into some sort of internal augment he has to stay in touch with his team.
Okay.
So it is not like an earbud or something like that. It is more like you go into the side of his neck and you're like, oh, there's a weird bump here. you pull it out, and it's like a chip that puts you on the right coded transmission to listen in to like what the rest of his team is talking about.
Okay. I will take the chip, and once I finish my investigation, I'll retreat back to meet up with the other two.
Astro, downstairs.
Be there.
Your friends have gone up above and have found some disturbing things, but you don't know about that yet.
Not yet.
What are you looking for down here?
Okay, so what I wanted to try, and this just may not be possible, but I wanted to see there's some terminals hooked up to the actual like machinery
Yes.
in the operating. I wanted to try to jack into them with my subjectivity enhancement suite and see if it might be possible to retrieve a list of people who have undergone procedures here.
Okay. You approach the various hanging cybernetic mechanical medical machinery hanging from the ceiling. Honestly, maybe part of the creepy bit about it, Comet, is like it doesn't look that much different than the kind of place you would have had to have your own subjectivity enhancement suite installed.
Yeah.
The rest of the room and building around it are much creepier, but this is the kind of equipment they use. That doesn't make it less scary looking, but context means a lot. When you went to have yours done, it was also in a Lev Integrated Technologies facility, and they kind of use the same equipment everywhere.
Yeah, nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, you just felt like you were walking into a doctor's office when you had yours done, and this feels like a lab.
Yeah.
like an industrial lab.
Gotcha.
You're able to jack in. It does seem like these are the terminals that people would use to perform these operations.
Right.
Why don't you tell me exactly what you're doing and roll?
So once I jack in, I'll look for any sort of directory stored within the terminal and see if I can get a list of patients that had undergone procedures within, some time frame, like the last week or two or something.
Sure, absolutely. Let's see if you find that.
All right, so I'll roll hacker fix, and let's see what I get. 17.
All right, Astro, you do get that. In fact, that's kind of exactly what the information on this is. It's a variety of patients, what they've had done, and when they had it done is listed in here. There may be patterns or something in this. You have to spend a little bit more time examining it to find out any more information out of it. But you do, at baseline, get a list of these are the people who were operated on at this station.
Okay. I'll download that info onto my own personal terminal. And I will send a message to what's his name, Steve, through my data plating, saying, "All right, I've looked around here. I'm gonna come up and join you guys. Everything okay?"
I'll just respond with, so far not much to note. The fighting is above us, and we're in some sort of hangar. I'll meet up with you at the stairs.
All right, on my way.
All right. And by the time you get up there, Astro, everyone else will have been able to complete the little look around they've all done. Astro, this is where you get kind of exposed to the things that the others were exposed to, this large hangar area, the various odd vehicles in it. By the time you get there, the fighting sounds like it has moved more distant. The sounds are still there, but they are not as close anymore. There's still shouting, yelling, gunfire, just every once in a while an explosion. and you actually see the Dyne walking away from a dead body as you arrive, rather than watching it fall from the ceiling.
I'll just say, yikes! Looks like we're getting closer. Did you see any of the fighting?
Well, we saw him fall from above. He made a pretty good dent in that ambulance. Also, it looks like he was killed with a spike. Straight through the chest. One hit. He has no other injuries other than looks over the dead body, the fall.
Well, it looks like Lev has some secret weapon they're using.
I'll then hand Astro the chip. I go, I found this dermal implant. It looks like some sort of communication device.
Oh, interesting. Maybe we can hack into it and see what they're saying to each other.
Oh, well, leave that to you.
Can I do another hack or fix skill check to see if I can? What I'm thinking is, actually, let me think about this. Is there any way I can integrate it with my subjectivity enhancement suite?
No, it is not that kind of implant. This is like a communications chip. You don't have any you have no built-in communications equipment, right? Like this guy had. You might be able to either install it in your Omni hook or your data plating and hope it doesn't corrupt anything, but you have nothing like in your body that it would work with.
I'll try to wire it to my Omni hook.
There's no wiring involved. You would have to slot it in. It is like a chip.
Slot it in.
Yeah.
I didn't know if they're like microcircuits I have to realign or something.
This is the future. You put it in the slot, and then the machine figures out how to connect to it.
You put the UMD in the UMD player.
Yeah. I mean, you haven't listen. If you had found a UMD, you would know there's some serious info on it, right? But you haven't found one of those yet.
All right. So yeah, I'll slot it in. Do I need to run a check for that?
You do. Yep.
Okay. I will roll hack or fix again. And I rolled a 14.
With a 14, you are able to slot the communications chip into your Omni hook, and immediately it gives you access to another channel.
Okay.
You're able to bypass whatever very, very low level encryption it has to gain access to the channel.
Okay.
You would not have been able to do this without the chip, but with the chip, it's a rather easy process for you.
So I'll start listening in.
All right. You open it up and you start to hear things like, "Where'd he go? I don't see them anymore." And then you hear someone else respond, "No, we lost visual. Everyone regroup by the staircase. I think that and things like that."
Yeah, I'm sure he's fine.
Panicked back and forth.
You do hear someone say something to the effect of like, Squad 4, they'll cover behind us. We need to keep pressing forward.
I have to say, whatever resistance or whatever machine they're running into, that seems so effective at killing them. It's impressive because I think they're still moving forward. They must be highly trained regardless.
Well, it sounds like it's picking them off one at a time. Eventually it's going to whittle their numbers down to nothing.
Yeah. I think yeah, even so I do think they're probably doomed. Should we press forward as well?
Well, let's wait for the other two to get back and we can decide.
Evelene returns from what appears to be a heavily tubed, odd-looking vehicle, and Steve returns from some side maintenance rooms off the side of the main hangar.
Yeah,
I'll just look at the others and say, are we ready to move on?
Yeah, I think so. Do you find anything of note?
Supplies, vehicle stuff, nothing really, no.
I found a body transport car ship thing. There's bodies and tubes. Not sure what their deal is, but they're there in tubes.
Well,
Wait, what?
I found a dermal implant communication device, and it looks like Astro's hacked into it. We're currently listening to the rebels, or at least
Oh.
Astro is.
Anything interesting?
Yeah, just that they're being slaughtered pretty much and panicking. But
Oh.
wait, go back to this body transport thing. What exactly did you find?
Lots of tanks, green goo, and bodies inside. That's about it. They don't have anything written down, so I wasn't sure what was going on with them. Actually, Dyne, you're a doctor, right?
Sure, let's go with that.
Damn it, man, I'm not a doctor. I'm a yeah.
The other kind of doctor. Wait, I'm
Psychology?
also the kind of doctor you're thinking about, too. I don't
I mean,
know how to answer
Dr.
this.
Love.
I mean, if you want to check out a weird body, this way.
Is it dead?
All right.
I mean,
I'm
got a
gonna
flash- I got
go
a
look at
flashlight.
this too. This seems significant.
I was gonna say you want to see a dead body, but I'm like, there's plenty of those everywhere else.
But I've not seen a dead body in a giant floating tube.
I'm not
So,
sure it's
let's
dead,
go.
but yeah, we can head back.
All right.
Okay, I've not seen a live body in a giant
I
floating
think
tube.
we should do this, but we should keep in mind at some point other reinforcement is going to come behind us.
Sure.
So
let's.
we do need to keep moving at some point, but we could look at it quickly. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, let's spend 5 minutes and get out of here.
You all head to the transport ship, I suppose. Evelene leads you into the back. It is dark in here without the power on. And you have to turn on flashlights of some sort to get a good view of what's in here. And this room around the outer hall is lined with these person-sized tubes. Evelene shining the light on the one she saw before with just the forehead and upper brow of a face pressed against the tube.
So this is Mike. Mike. Everyone else, I've named him Mike.
Well, isn't this creepy as shit?
I mean, I don't know much more than this. There's a body in a tube.
Well, unless there's more information or like a data panel around here we can extract the information from, this is definitely human experimentation.
Yeah, I mean, part of me wonders if the disappearing workers are being transported here, but I mean, there's not much to go by, you know?
The only terminals that would be in this vehicle are the ones in the cockpit. And you would have to turn the power on in here to turn those on. They're hooked into the power systems of the ship.
Right.
And even then, we probably wouldn't have information on the specific identity in there. It's probably like default patient name trying to hide it.
Is there anything connected to the head, or is it just
Make a check to look around at these to see, because they are in, like I said before, like a magic 8-ball sort of liquid where it's dark enough that unless they're close to the edges of the tube, you actually can only see them as a silhouette in there.
I guess investigate?
Yeah, you got some time to spend in here while the others are doing their thing.
That is a natural 1, so...
Oh, no, you look around in here and the bodies are just, they're all loaded expertly, like they're ready for shipment. They're all neat and in a place except for the one that Evelene disturbed. It is hard to see them other than a darkened silhouette in the center of a dark liquid. You don't know what other kind of lights turn on in here when the power is on, but in the darkness with your flashlights, you cannot see through it.
All right.
Right.
All right. Anything else we want to do?
Is it reasonable to assume like we have hand terminals with cameras on them?
I guess
don't
so.
know.
I would say the data plate could probably take a photo.
Okay, let me use my data plate to take a photo.
See if you can focus on some of the faces. Maybe we can compare them with the data on the missing workers. I don't know.
Unfortunately, the only one you can see is basically just a forehead and brow. The one that like lolled forward as Evelene was looking at it. The rest are kind of like packed back into their tubes.
Okay.
Without turning the power on in here and turning on the data plates, the terminals in the cockpit, a picture is about the best you could do of the tubes themselves.
Okay, that's okay. So yeah, it's interesting. Maybe if we can, we'll try to investigate further. But Steve's right. We should probably get a move on before reinforcements arrive.
Okay, yeah, let's go.
Yep. Off we go.
All right, you head out.
Yeah, is there another stairwell we can take?
Yeah, you can take a look around to find the bit that's the stairwell. In this area, you kind of can see from down here where it's going to lead you up to, which is almost like a ring around the open center area in this place. You are able to gain access to it. It has been left open. You are able to follow it up to the next floor, which is, like I said, is like a ring of rooms and hallways that kind of circle around this center open area.
Okay. Okay, got it. Yeah, let's move on, and I'm gonna try to listen out for sounds of combat as we make our way up the next few floors.
All right, are you just gonna keep trying to go up and up? Gonna bypass this stuff?
I think so. Because overall, this big hangar building was like 3 floors, right?
4.
Oh, I thought it was like 3 floors tall, and then you
4
had
floors tall.
Rooms. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yep.
All right. You get to the next door that goes up, but this one has been closed. You try the same credentials that got you up before, but they do not seem to be working here. You could try to break down the door or find another way past.
Let's take a look at the hallway on this floor. Any sign of disturbance here?
I mean, from here on, you see the signs of an ongoing running fight. It is odd. Every once in a while, you will see like a dead rebel in here. You see no evidence of whatever internal security guards this place. You don't see like a dead security member. You don't see like a dead researcher or anything. You see every once in a while a dead rebel like on the ground, eviscerated. And you see gunfire lining the walls. You see like bullet holes. You see like discarded weaponry. But that's about it.
Yeah. Yeah, let's take a look around, see if there. Go ahead.
I just want to clarify what you said, Bob. The credentials I found didn't activate or didn't work on the door?
That's correct. The credentials that you found, that was the quote-unquote human resources person, got you up that first area into the operation room and then got you up into the hangar, but they don't seem to go further up than that.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Let's look and see if there's another way up.
Okay. You look around for a little while and find something interesting. What appears to be a security room. It is on the opposite side of the stairwell. There are like 2 doors on either side of like a long hallway that both enter into the same long, large room. There are banks of computers in here, many of them showing various camera angles.
Ooh, this looks useful. I'll sit down at the security center and start surveying the different camera monitors. Are any of them showing the fighting that's happening?
You see, and you look very quickly because you're about to miss it. Roll a pilot check.
Okay. I'll roll a d20.
Mhm.
And 10.
You almost just miss it, Comet. You sit down and you're like, okay, this is exactly what I want. Let's look through. Is there any sign of action? You look through. There's so many camera angles. And then out of the corner of your eye, you see movement on one and you lock in on it to see the end of some action. You see what appears to be an open room. An open, like, concrete room that has just a few, like, there's, like, some painting on the ground. There are, like, lab doors at either end. There's a weird grating on the ground and what appear to be, like, hose nozzles hanging down, almost like vines on either side of this room that makes it look oddly jungle-ish for some reason, enters your mind. You can't get a good view on what it is, but you see a rebel firing out of this room down a hallway, right? You can't see what he's shooting at you, but you see him shooting. He's backing up. He looks behind him, and by the time he looks in front of him again, you see a long, piercing-looking appendage of some sort, like a long metal spike reaching out. It's got to be like 20 feet. It is long like a pole, reaching out from this hallway, and like a spike drives itself through the chest of this rebel. And as soon as you see it happens, retracts, drawing him into the hallway as you hear him scream.
Astro's just like, holy shit. Do you guys see that?
See what? Sorry.
What?
No.
I'd point to the monitor I was looking at, but it's already gone. I just saw a rebel got killed by whatever this monstrosity is.
Well, what did it look like?
Just a long spike. I didn't really see the whole thing.
So, like a tentacle, or something with piercing spikes or something?
I guess you could, yeah, just like a long piercing appendage. It pulled him away, right, Bob?
Yes, it pulled it down the hallway. Like it pierced through his center and then retracted almost as quickly as it shot out, dragging him down the hallway as you could see him screaming, dropping his weapon.
Yeah, it just pierced through him and pulled him back down the hallway. I'll look at the monitor. Does it have on the video feed, is it labeled at all? Like, does it say what room it's monitoring?
Yeah, it just has a 52 at the bottom of it.
Okay.
You look across the different camera angles, they're all just numbered.
They're all numbers, yeah. I'll go back to the security, the computer at the security center, and is there a way I can pull up some schematics of the area?
You are able to pull open all the schematics for the building below the top of this hangar area. So you're able to see the next 2 floors above you and below.
Yeah.
But anything above that does not appear on here.
Okay.
If I'm watching, which I assume I am at this point.
Oh, yeah, you're all there.
I'm just going to say, can you send that to Jess?
Yep, already on it.
Jester responds, okay, I'm taking it in. I'll update your maps now.
Nice.
There appear to be a lot of dead ends, so good. You won't have to deal with those.
Are there any Sorry.
Oh, I was just going to say, it seems like Lev has unleashed some sort of experimental weapon on the rebels. Seen evidence of it, but we don't quite know what it is.
I mean, I'm monitoring your progress, but I don't have any more info than you. If you see something that is Lev based, you probably should not engage with it, especially if it's dangerous. We don't want to blow your cover that you're not actually working with them.
Yeah, in fact, maybe to that end, we make it double time to the rebels' position. Whatever weapon they're using, we should register as friendlies to it. And if we can see exactly what they're dealing with, this could be the information we want to bring back to Epic.
I assume you said that to the team.
Yeah, to the team at large, yeah.
I don't disagree, but I also think there's something else we're looking for here. This doesn't explain a lot of the questions we have yet.
Are there any security cards or credentials in this room?
Make a check.
Maybe I should get a skill trigger that would actually help with this.
Like spot?
Yeah, spot would be great for this. I mean, I'll just do a straight D20, I guess. 16.
Chimera, you're able to look around, and as you move around the security room, you realize, like, it was unstaffed for some reason. You realize, like, no fighting came through here. It doesn't even look like there were people manning. Like, this is a security room. This facility is under attack, and there's no evidence of people being here, which registers very odd to you.
Yeah, what's the point of this room if no one's going to be here?
But you are able to find a locker in the back of the room where people, like, hang up various things. After going through the locker, you're able to find, a few coats and like uniforms hung up. One of them including credentials.
Ooh, hot dog. I found some credentials.
Based on the credentials you find, it reads that it's for a security officer. Evidence of security officers you've not found in the rest of the building so far.
I'm starting to think that Lev knew this was coming and evacuated, or everyone is hiding up on the top floors while their machine does the thing.
Yeah, maybe they have like a safe room or something?
Possibly. Jess, can you get us away to the next floor quickly?
Yes, if those credentials work, I can find you a way up. And yeah, it's marked. You know exactly how to get there.
Nice.
As you make your way, so you leave the security room then, right?
Yeah.
All right. As you make your way to the next set of stairs up, the credentials from the security officer that Evelene found are acceptable enough to get you up the next floor. You are able to make it to the top of what appears to be the interior of this like hangar complex as part of the building. You can tell once you get up here, this is the area where the fighting was happening when you first came in. There are higher concentration of dead bodies here of various rebels. And you can see, in fact, where the concrete of like the little railing that's supposed to prevent people from falling over the side is like cracked and dented from where that person was thrown against it and then tumbled over it when they were killed.
Yeah, I'm beginning to think Steve's got the right of it. I don't even think the rebels are encountering any human resistance.
Astro, Jessica says, well, this is the top of the floors we have, but based on the layout, I can route you to where the next well up is. I just don't know what's beyond it.
All right, well, we'll have to go in blind again. I'll continue tracking our movements through the Omni hook at least.
Who has a... I would like someone to roll me something for keeping aware of what's going on in their surroundings. Who's got a good perception check?
Stay cool.
That's
not
more
for the
about
perception.
speed.
I've got spot.
Precision under pressure, yeah.
Concentration, maybe? I don't know.
I could see even maybe read a situation, or spot, or maybe investigate, depending on how you're moving through the area.
I wouldn't be taking time with investigate, so I won't make the roll if it's investigate, but I would do read a situation if you want.
Could even be get somewhere quickly if you guys are trying to move quickly.
Oh, we did say we're doing that. I do have that as well.
Yeah.
Move quickly?
Yeah, do you guys want me to roll that?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Sure.
You get different advantages if you succeed based on what the roll is. So get somewhere quickly will help you do that thing.
Okay.
All right, and we want me to do that, or what was the other option? Read a situation?
Read a situation, get somewhere quickly, spot.
I don't have spot, but...
I think the first two are good. Yeah.
All right, I'll do get somewhere quickly then. No accuracy, right?
No.
Okay. 15.
Hey.
Steve, you are able to, kind of like take a little bit more initiative here with the party now focused on like getting through this place, trying to see what's up ahead, knowing that there is something happening in front of you. You're able to move from spot to spot. Where things are ahead of you thanks to the updating map that Jessica is feeding to you and Astro. As you get to the marked stairwell that should lead up to the next area, because of the success, you know when to stop getting somewhere quickly as well, as you're about to round the corner and you hear the faintest hint of a noise ahead, and you're able to very quickly like kind of shut things down behind you as you take position at the corner. You got here quick enough that there's something happening ahead. What do you do now? And you didn't stumble into it, so that's good.
Can I say now let's approach carefully and act unseen or unheard?
But can I recommend that we use like some way to look around the corner? The mirror on a stick trick.
I can scout ahead, turn my stealth suit on, also.
I do think there's a very good possibility that if this is the machine that we're looking for, that it could see through that. But
I will give you this because you succeeded on the roll. The sounds that you hear ahead are the sounds of humans.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Then if I know that, then I'll still say it, but say that but it's not the machine. It sounds like we're behind the rebels at this point.
That is a good point, though. Again, hopefully the machine does register us as friendlies, but at this point I'm starting not to take that for granted. Seems like maybe they just unleashed a killing machine,
Yeah,
and
that
they
seems more
all,
likely.
well, that they all got out of Dodge.
Yeah, if none of them are around there helping it, then to me that says there's a concern that it could hurt them too. Or this is all just a big test for them to try to figure out what this machine can do. But
Definitely possible. Yeah, if you guys are okay with it, I think I'm gonna stealth ahead, see what's going on. I can relay what I see back to your data plating.
all right, I'll keep us informed then while you do that.
Okay.
All right, Astro.
Yep, I'll turn on my stealth suit and I will round the corner, head towards the noise.
This is an act unseen or unheard.
It sure is. Do I get anything by having a stealth suit, or do I just
accuracy.
get to roll it? Okay.
It allows you to listen. If there was people watching this hallway and you didn't have a stealth suit, no amount of act unseen or unheard would have gotten you past without them seeing you. I would just not have let you do the roll, right? Having a stealth suit allows you to do the roll, but because it's a good stealth suit, you're also going to get accuracy on this.
Got it. All right, let's roll, and I got a 13.
All right, it is good. That you had the accuracy because that added 5 on there.
Yeah.
You move around the corner. The rest of your crew watches as you kind of like shimmer out of existence. And you watch as he kind of like fades around the corner. COMET, as you approach around the corner, you see what looks like a small contingent of like a rebel cell catching their breaths. They are battered and bruised. A lot of them are sporting wounds. There are 2 people who are on full guard, one kneeling, one standing, both with guns pointed at you, which almost startles you when you step around the corner, because you step around the corner to 2 people on fucking guard staring straight through you with guns pointed in exactly your direction, but you realize, oh no, they're just like very on a heightened state of alert. They are on guard. You imagine if you had even made the slightest sound, they would have just pulled their triggers, right? And started shooting down an empty hallway, right? Like, that's how on edge these people are. The people who are wounded, you see one person who's kind of like arm around another person who's helping them stay standing, but both of them still have like rifles slung around their shoulders. This is some battered and bruised people who are trying to take up a defensive position at the bottom of these stairs.
Got it. I'll transmit this back to Steve's data plating, along with a message. I think let's watch them, see if they move on and pursue. Thoughts?
I don't want to wait too long, but yeah, we can do that. We can also try to talk them down and see if they can surrender, if we can give a good enough show of force.
Do you really think that's going to work? I assume you're letting us know the conversation as well.
Yeah, you guys will be in on this for sure.
I don't think they're going to stand down. I mean, they're probably going to shoot at us.
Yeah, you're not. I don't either. It's just an option. Battered. Your call, Captain. Both are options.
Let's wait and see what their next move is.
As you wait, you overhear a few communications. You are able to match this COMET because you have both the communications chip and proximity to these people now. So you can tell the transmission is coming to them, where they go, Team 5, how's our 6? And you see one of the people in the group ahead of you pull up a walkie and go, we don't have any reinforcements yet. Are you guys still being hunted by that thing? And then over the other side, he goes, yeah, we lost sight of it. We got upstairs and it just disappeared. We don't know where it went, but we're still limping around up here. We haven't found our target yet. The person ahead of you, who you assume is in this team 5, will go, Roger, we'll watch behind. If anyone comes, we'll buy you as much time as is possible. Good luck.
Say target. Now, that's something I want to know what their target is.
It could be anything. Person, thing, information.
Well, my money's on information.
I guess if we want to find it, we have to push through this group. They're standing guard here.
Then let's push through them.
Yep.
Oh, all right. I hate to do this. Wait for me to make the first move, and then engage.
Because of the data plate, I have an idea of what exactly is around the corner and where they're set up and everything.
That is correct.
Okay. On a map scale, how many range away would they be?
They're down a long hallway. I mean, I would state you'd probably be able to reach them with either of your weapons.
Sure. The reason I ask is I want to know if a frag grenade would reach them. That's range 5.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Then I'll let everyone know I'm gonna throw a grenade into them.
Okay, I'll let you do that first, and then I'll uncloak and attack.
Distraction. Sure. Okay. I will do that then.
All right. Let's roll some checks here. KESTRAL, you are going to get accuracy to this.
Okay.
Because of COMET's data that he is beaming back to you. You can kind of watch almost in real time as things change and develop ahead of you. So you're going to basically catch them by surprise.
All right. I would like to invoke Stay Cool on this one.
Yes, this is dexterity. You're trying to get the first drop on them. This is absolutely perfect.
Cool. I will do that with
trying
accuracy.
To be unfazed, throwing a grenade at people pointing guns directly down the hall at you.
Sure. Oh god, the DPI on my mouse changed. It's flying across my screen.
Oh, I hate when that happens. I have buttons on the top of my mouse that'll change that, and I accidentally hit them sometimes.
Yep, I think that's what I did. Yeah, okay, this is better. There we go. 24.
That's pretty good.
Nice.
Steve, I want you to describe to me what this looks like.
The part which is I think very hard to do in a hard suit that I'm in, the heavy hard suit, but because I know where they're at and everything, my arm just appears around the corner for like a second. The two people with guns probably notice it for like a moment, right? But it just appears for a second until something's flying in and flies behind them. The grenade doesn't go off right away, so like a couple of them I'm sure will probably jump out of the way as, you know, they would make their agility saves or whatever if they do. And then it blows up, probably killing a few of them, but I'm sure not all of them.
Yes. And it does not help their case that some of them were wounded.
Yeah.
So those are definitely the ones who could not get out of the way in time. The people who were on guard are aware enough and are expecting enough of an attack that they are able to throw their bodies out of harm's way, but it does disorient them greatly. They are off guard now. Your team still has the momentum here because they've had to throw themselves out of the way to not die. What happens next?
While they're distracted, can I use my grappling gun to steal a gun from would be one of the more competent fighters?
What's the range on that?
I don't know. I was checking.
this.
I was checking my notes. You never gave me a range.
It can't be that far. Yeah, I'm gonna say it probably has the same distance as your sidearm. So I would say it's
Is
not
there a
quite
light
far enough.
signature?
Yeah, he has a
What's the range on that? Medium is 5.
3.
3.
It's a
probably,
3.
It's
Light
probably
is
3.
light is 3. Yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's if these people are 5 away, your gun can shoot 3. If you want to run down the hallway at them and then do that, you absolutely can, but you will be putting yourself in harm's way of a dangerous check.
That's unfortunate. I feel like,
How about I'll use my turn to give
go.
Chimera some cover fire.
Sure.
Like I'll use stay cool and kind of spray down the hall to make, because they're already jarred. So to try and give Chimera as much cover fire as possible.
Because you're not throwing yourself in harm's way, Orion, you won't be rolling this as a dangerous check, but your check will be to give accuracy to Chimera's check.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to give you the stakes up front.
Okay. That's fine. 19.
Pretty good.
Dyne, you lean out with your gun and provide some cover fire. Chimera, this is, they've just dived out of the way of a grenade. They're getting themselves together as Dyne fires down the hallway. This is your break that you could get in. This is still a dangerous check, but you will roll it with accuracy.
Okay. Can I add stay cool to this? Because precision.
It will have to be stay cool, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then 1 accuracy. Okay, here we go. 17.
Evelene, you do get down the hallway. You're able to throw out your grapple gun. You grab one of the rifles on the side of one of these people, and while you do eventually yank it away from them, the unfortunate thing for you is this is one of the people who has it bolted into their hard suit. You have to basically wrench it out of some support structure that's built it into the side of their weapon, leaving you exposed just long enough for their panicked and frantic kind of recombobulation from their discombobulation to wear off as they start firing down the hall at you. This is going to be... Oh, that's unlucky. This is going to be 4 kinetic damage as one of the people in the heavy hard suits just starts spraying ordnance down the hall at you.
Oh, did you roll a dice and it was a 4?
No. I looked up what heavy signature does in terms of damage.
Okay.
Just a flat 4.
Heavy signature is 4.
When you said unfortunate, I was like, oh, maybe there was a just unlucky roll, but okay.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, I have 1 armor, so that'll be 3 damage.
All right, you take 3.
All right.
And if I get the opportunity, I'm gonna roll. After I take the hit, I'll see if I can get out of the way.
You have just done a thing. We have to see what
Fair.
COMET does.
Yeah, so after in all this chaos, COMET is still cloaked. He's gonna try to move into a better flanking position and then fire his shotgun at them. At one of the guards that was shooting down the hallway. So I'm gonna say this is act unseen or unheard.
Okay. What I will say is, depending on are you just trying to murk them out of stealth, or are you trying to exert control? Because those are different outcomes.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to get the drop on them out of stealth.
Okay, you're just
aiming
aiming to kill immediately.
Yeah.
Okay, you roll your act unseen or unheard to get where you need to go.
Yep.
This will have accuracy again because they aren't paying attention to maybe someone's stealth tier.
Yep. 11. Good thing I have this accuracy, huh?
Yeah, you are able to get into position, and as you fire, you're able to take out one of the guards who has thrown up a makeshift sort of barrier out of some furniture in the next room over. And he was unable to get in position before you take him out, but now you are visible.
Yep.
There are still 3 of them left. What did the rest of your team do?
Go ahead.
Are the 3 of them left? Are they some of the wounded?
No, most of the wounded died with the grenade.
Okay.
I imagine one of them doesn't have a gun.
Yeah, one of them doesn't have a gun.
So maybe not prioritize them and focus on the weapon people.
Dyne, Steve, or Evelene?
If no one else wants to go, I'll go, but I'm giving other people a chance.
I'd like to get under some cover just to distance myself a bit.
Okay. That is just a thing you can do with your initiative. You won't have to roll for this because you will not make an impact other than taking yourself out of harm's way. If something had gone wrong, I could have hurt you as well because you were obviously in danger. Now that you are no longer obviously in danger, if other people fail, you necessarily won't be one of the targets. So Evelene throws herself behind cover, getting out of the open hallway with her new stolen gun.
Still our turn, or do they do anything?
Yeah, they act on your moves.
Okay.
Remember, I don't roll dice, so when you guys do stuff, depending on if it goes bad or good, it determines what they do.
Okay, I'll just assault.
All right, KESTRAL, what does the assault look like? Do you just like roll around the corner and start unloading?
Yeah, I'm obviously focusing on the ones with guns, not the one without. But I'm not aiming to just kill. I'm aiming to like spray fire so that they at least have to go. They have to find cover.
Yeah, sure.
Any accuracy?
No, this is straight assault.
All right, that's an 8.
All right, with an 8, you start spraying down the hallway, and they do look for cover. You don't take any of them out, but they do start moving into some side rooms to get a little bit of the heat off of them. And one of them, the one without a gun, sees some skinny guy with a shotgun blow away one of his friends, and you see him tackle Astro into one of those side rooms. Astro, the guy without a gun, has tackled you to the ground and taken you out of the hallway.
And you thought he wasn't dangerous.
Astro, he's trying to cave your head in with his metal braced fists, as he is one of the guys in one of the assault hard suits. And he's just trying to beat you up.
Yeah. I'll charm him.
Let's follow on from there. Astro, what do you do about that? This guy throws you into a side room to get away from all this ordnance coming at him, and then just falls on top of you and tries to club you to death.
Yeah, I like to charm him. My, you're so strong. Look at those big muscles.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, gee. Shucks, I do work out. I guess let's take control. Use force, violence, or presence of will or direct action to take control of something. So I'm going to try to use his momentum against him. Do some jujitsu stuff.
You're going to judo him into a wall or something.
Yeah, redirect that and try to get him in a grapple hold or something like that.
All right, this is a dangerous check.
Yeah, I bet. All right, let's roll. See what we get. Ooh, a 9. Yikes.
Astro, with that, he throws you to the ground, leaps on top of you. As he's fighting, you're trying to move in such a way that you can move him off of you. But he reaches down and kind of grabs the shotgun out of your hand, rips it out of your hands, and kind of kicks you back. You're going to take 2 pilot damage.
Okay, 2 pilot
damage. As his machine reinforced limbs basically kick you halfway across the room as he cocks your shotgun and aims it at you.
Okay, I guess that's me then, huh?
Yep.
So the moment I saw Astro get knocked down and like thrown aside, I immediately take aim at the now fully armed man and just take fire, trying to take him out as quickly as possible.
He is down the hall. You will have to get to him. They have dived into side rooms in order to like get away from the spray of fire. You will need position on him.
Okay.
That will have to be some part of your role.
Okay. I use spot in order to determine which way that he and Astro like flew and try to reach there as quickly as possible, I guess.
All right, go for it.
Yeah.
You don't have to get somewhere quickly, do you?
No, I don't.
You know where they've
20.
gone.
Yeah.
You even get a sense of what's happened in there as you watch the struggle from the little bits you can make out go poorly for Astro. You're able to duck past the fire in the hallway, and you're even able to time your movements such that you know when people are not going to be directly firing into you. You're able to get into the room with COMET and kind of like side check the guy into a wall. You have not harmed him, but you have prevented him from shooting Astro. What next?
While he's a little bit off, I'm going to try and just straight up take him out. Just
all right. This will be a dangerous check.
Yep. I'll use stay cool because considering the situation, this feels appropriate. Yep. 7.
With a 7, he's thrown into the wall, but with his reinforced musculature, he seems to shake it off immediately, no longer aiming at Astro, but you as he unloads his shotgun for 2 pilot damage on you.
Okay. So I believe I have 1 armor, so I take 1.
Yep.
Cool.
While this is developing in that room, I want to go back to see what Evelene and Steve are doing.
I'd like to use my newly acquired gun on anyone who's still there.
They have basically split off into 3 different rooms down this hallway towards the staircase where they could get out of the line of fire.
Okay. Well, I hear a lot of noise coming from Astro and Dyne's direction, so maybe I'll give them some backup.
All right, what are you attempting to do?
Run over to the room where they're at, and I guess I can't see what's going on right now, but I can at least get over there.
Think narratively. In your head, what is the action Evelene takes? You don't have to do this from Evelene's perspective. What do you want Evelene to be doing?
I want Evelene to shoot at the guy that Dyne and Astro are fighting.
All right, you want Evelene to like come in and kind of reinforce them.
Yep.
It will be dangerous getting there and engaging this guy, so you'll need to roll a dangerous check of some sort. What are you using to do this?
Real quick, though, if I could quickly interject, I'm cool with this, but I also feel just narratively, while, Dyne came in and started attacking this guy, Astro's taking out his side pistol and is going to try to return fire. I think that's going to happen before Evelene even gets there.
It's possible. You were kicked into a wall by basically a person wearing power armor. So you might be a little discombobulated, but I do agree that it might take some time. I'm actually more interested in, does Evelene even get there to back you up? That's what this check is about.
Yeah.
Is there anyone else nearby?
2 other armed guards in rooms nearby. And then Steve.
I've already taken a big hit. It might make more sense to focus on them first. So I'll just go for the nearest person first, which might reduce these.
You can get an angle on them by trying to find a place in the hall where you have vision on the room they're in, but that would have to be its own check.
That might be better. I don't want to take any more damage than I need to.
Okay.
So I don't have much to work with.
So you're trying to lock down and engage in a firefight one of these other 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have much to go by other than stay cool, but I feel like it's overusing it.
Well, I mean, stay cool is a very specific way of doing things that won't always do exactly what you want. So it's fine if you have to keep using it. It's just that's the way Evelene has to try and navigate it.
Yeah, I mean, there's dexterity and speed under pressure, so
Right.
I mean,
it applies.
you also don't have to do a trigger, right?
You could just do a pilot
roll a
check.
D20 and say, "Hey, I'm
Yeah.
assaulting," even though I don't have assault, right?
Yeah, you could use assault because different skill triggers will give different outcomes. Like if Kestrel's using assault, that'll give him a different outcome than you using a stay cool.
Okay, I want an assault, so it'll just be a straight D20 then.
That would be a straight check. Yeah.
Okay, let's hope for the best. 2 did not get the best.
You attempt to get into position, and they did have some makeshift barricades they were starting to set up in the hallway. You try to slide in behind one of those and start firing into one of the rooms they got into. Unfortunately for you, they were expecting this, and as soon as you get there, they immediately pin you down with fire. You're getting crossfire from both of them. They don't hit you full out, but you do get clipped for 2 pilot damage.
Okay, so that's 1. Because of the armor.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, 8 out of 12. Not great, but not awful.
So, Steve, you see ahead of you, Dyne rushes in to help Astro. They're off in a room to the right, brawling with some guy with a weapon. You hear the sounds of shotgun fire in there, not knowing where it's coming from. You watch Evelene try to advance to get an angle on the other 2 rooms, but immediately sprays of fire start coming out of those rooms in Evelene's direction, pinning her down behind some detritus. What do you do?
I want to use get somewhere quickly. We still have the map of this area, right? We haven't gotten out of that.
You absolutely do. Yes.
Okay. I want to use that and get somewhere quickly to flank the people that just got into that room from another entrance.
Okay. Yeah, go for it. I like that.
14.
Yeah, you are able to basically. It takes some time, so things will develop while this is happening. But you are able to snake around the other side of one of these 2 rooms that you've realized has like a break room in between it and another hallway that you can snake in and get in behind one of them. You're able to like get around, go through the break room, and basically kick in the back door, throwing the guy in that room off balance, taking a little bit of the heat off of Evelene and freeing her up. We will come back to you and this guy in a second because Astro, you have regained your combobulation.
Okay.
You see the guy thrown into the wall by Dyne who is attempting to shoot you with your own gun as Dyne takes the shot for you.
All right. So yeah, he knocked me away. I slid across the floor on my back. After the stars clear from my head, he takes out his side phaser, and while still on his back, he just lifts his head a little bit and takes a shot at the guy. With I think my weapon is called something. Yeah, it's called a sexy spy phaser. So
You did
yeah,
call
this is
it
just
that.
yeah, so this is just going to be an assault. Roll d20. Any disadvantage or anything?
There's something that'll come into play after you roll.
Okay. I rolled an 18.
And you are dead on with your sexy spy phaser as you are able to hit this guy for no discernible damage. You fire into his side and you watch this guy's armor take the entire brunt of your attack. It does pressure him some, pushing him back, giving Dyne a chance to recover, but you have definitely not downed him.
Yeah, okay.
This is one of the guys wearing the assault heart suits.
Right. So, and the sexy spy phaser, as sexy as it is, it only does 1 damage. So if he has an armor, it does nothing.
While that is happening, Steve, you break in behind one of the people in this room. You have him completely off guard. Your next roll will not have to be dangerous because you have the drop on them.
Okay. Yeah, it's just assault. I'm just
All
trying
right.
to stop these
Are
guys
you
from
using
hurting us.
your medium or your heavy signature weapon? Because you already sprayed fire, I think, with the heavy down the hallway, right?
Oh, I would have used the medium to spray fire. The heavy is like an RPG.
Oh, okay.
It's got it's an ordnance loading weapon thing, which
Makes sense.
I can't imagine I would be using that here, but
Up to you.
I think I'm just going to use the medium.
Heavy signatures can sometimes be like mini guns as well. They can like the kind of gun you would see on the side of a helicopter kind of thing, you know?
Sure.
If you want yours to be an RPG, absolutely.
Yeah, it's got the loading property, so that makes the most sense to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm doing medium signature, rolling accurate or no?
No, just not dangerous.
Okay. 18. I gotta ask. All right,
Hey,
you never know.
That's important because an 18 means because it's not dangerous because you got the drop on them, you don't take return fire.
It's true.
You're able to clip this guy with your signature. This is another one of the more heavily armored guys. You're able to force him back away from the door where he is firing on Evelene, completely getting this guy off of her. He does take some damage. He's able to duck down behind like the thrown open doorway as he takes position to try and start firing back at you. But he is obviously shaken by getting hit. Chimera, out in the hallway, all of a sudden one of the sprays of fire that is keeping you down behind cover stops. What do you do?
Yeah, I'll focus on the other one then. Wait for an opportunity and shoot with the heavy gun.
All right, so you're just going to wait for this person to like poke out and then try to take him out?
Yeah.
Okay. To roll your heavy gun, you will have to roll it with inaccuracy.
So that's a 1d6 minus?
Yep, a 1d6 minus.
Okay. Well, here goes something. A 1? Really?
I mean, you did roll a 2 minus a 1, so yeah.
A little salt in the wounds right there.
This guy like pokes out and starts firing at you, and you try to fire back, but I mean, he's not putting himself in harm's way on purpose. He's specifically trying to do this guarded against you. And you're not exactly a marksman, Chimera. So you wait for the right moment to fire, but what that does is give them the right moment to fire, which is going to be another 3 pilot damage as a burst of fire sprays through your cover and hits you.
Well, I also like to think that I was not expecting... I don't know how to use this gun properly, so there was probably some challenge there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm at half health at this point. I'm being chunked. Not great. Well, okay.
Yeah, you'd be bleeding at this point for sure.
That sucks.
In the room with Orion and Astro, who takes the initiative. Astro did no damage, but he did pressure this guy back a little bit.
With the pressure that Astro put on the guy, I would kind of like to use what's around me to try and keep him as off balance as possible, like tables, vases, whatever. I don't know whatever's in the room, everything, and plus the kitchen sink, essentially.
All right, what is that to you? And what are you trying to achieve?
I want to try to keep him as off balance as possible so that he can't use the shotgun.
Sure.
I don't really have one. Like, closest would be stay cool. So I guess this would be speed. Because I'm trying to just basically throw everything at him.
Yeah. Try not to get shot. Sure.
All right. 12.
All right, with a 12, you're able to kind of dive out of the way as Astro like pushes him back with his phaser a little bit. You're not able to pile on any more, offense against this guy, but you are able to get yourself out of harm's way. You throw over a few pieces of furniture. You push kind of like a cabinet over towards this guy that he has to like check out of the way before he can take aim again. The next check against this guy will also not have dangerous attached to it.
Okay.
Good. Well, I think I know what I want to do next, but I don't know if we want to go back to the other two. Okay, so now that he's hopefully a little bit more off balanced and distracted, Astro's just gonna charge at him. And try to kind of tackle him and knock the shotgun out of his hands.
Okay.
And I'm going to roll that as a take control.
That's what I was thinking. This will not be dangerous because Dyne is keeping him busy.
Yeah. Where'd my skill triggers just go? Oh, there they are. All right, I'll roll it, and I rolled a 3. So that's a
Astro.
natural 1.
Astro, you dive in on this guy. Hey, I want to offer this to you because sometimes we forget this is a roll, and I think it's a fun roll. When you fail a check, you can try to redo a check. It just becomes dangerous.
Yeah, you push it.
Do you want to push it and remake the check as a dangerous check?
I think I do. My luck's gotta come back at some point.
Yeah, so come on, Gambler's Fallacy. Let's go.
All right, let's roll it. Dangerous and
oh my god, wow. It pays off for you.
21.
Man, you blackjacked him. Your luck did pay off.
Yeah,
you got the best possible roll.
All right. Yeah, Astro, exactly what you envision comes to pass. You push him back with your phaser. Dyne has him off balance, throwing pieces of furniture his way that he has to kind of like bat out of the way. And you rush up on him. You grab your shotgun out of his hand. You're able to throw your shoulder up under his arm as you yank down on the gun. You literally just rip the gun down out of his hand as you push on your back, push him back against the wall. Because you rolled so well from pushing it, I'm going to let you immediately follow this up with a follow-up action if you want.
All right. Well, now that I have the shotgun back, I'm just going to fire at him.
Go for it.
Straight up assault roll. 14.
14. With that, you pull the gun up point blank on him and fire, and he slumps against the wall and just slides down.
Good teamwork.
Astro just drops his shotgun again on the floor and puts his hands on his knees. Starts gasping for air.
It was strong. That guy had like metal reinforced arms and stuff, and you ripped a shotgun out of his hand.
That was not easy, and he's
Dyne will immediately grab Astro and pull him out of the doorway.
Yeah, before one of the other people starts shooting at you. Steve, in your room, you have forced this guy away from the door. You've clipped him a little bit, but he is heavily armored. What do you do next?
I mean, he's like duck and covered.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna yell out at him and say, "All right, buddy, here's your one chance to get out of this alive. Toss your weapon over."
Now, do you want to roll this, or do you want me to roll a random chance behind the screen for him here?
I want you to roll the random chance, but I also want to roll a read a situation
to see how he's taking it.
How he's taking it, yeah.
I think that's the best possible outcome. Let me just do a thing here.
All right, and then I'm rolling mine.
I rolled it as COMET, but it wasn't COMET.
We don't even see it. It's just question marks. Accurate or anything?
I will say, because you have inroads with the rebels, you've met them and seen what kind of people they are. I think you'll get a better understanding of where this guy's head is. So roll it with accuracy.
Okay. You know what? I want to push it because I rolled an 8.
Which just means he'll shoot you if you fail.
Well,
You haven't taken any damage yet.
12. All right.
All right. So it is dangerous, but what happens in a dangerous roll here is not the normal what happens on a dangerous roll. This guy, you read him, he's ready to like throw in the towel, right? He's watched all his guys killed. You know, you get the read on him that he's like, I might as well at this point, because if I was going to buy them time, I'm not going to buy them any more time, even if I resist. You know what I mean?
Arguably buy more time by
Right,
not
exactly.
Right.
And that's what he does. He drops his gun and surrenders. He drops his gun. He like stands up and leans back against the wall. He holds his arms out, like, you got me. You got me. Just stop. Just stop.
All right.
All right. Evelene, out in the hallway, the person who's firing at you, doing pop and drop fire from another door, still has the bead on you. What do you do?
So, Evelene has come to the conclusion that just aiming and shooting isn't going to work here. She's not confident in her shooting skills.
Also, I just realized your heavy weapon isn't a gun, it's like a sword.
What?
Yeah, see how it has threat 1? It doesn't have range on it.
I don't
Heavy
see the
AC
weapon.
is some sort of melee weapon.
I've never actually seen the stats of the weapon. I just assumed it was a gun.
Heavy AC is some sort of melee weapon.
Okay. Well,
Heavy weapons are they're augmented, designed to be used with the augmented strength of hard suits, and include warhammers, mallets, rams, pikes, and heavy two-handed assault swords.
See, I would have done things differently if I didn't know. If I
you
had
knew
known
you
that.
had a big sword,
Yeah. I mean, I'll roll with it for now, but that's funny.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it for now, but it doesn't really matter what you missed him with. You missed.
Yeah. So this guy's just hiding behind a corner, I guess.
Yeah. He's in like a room that's a little bit further down the hallway, so he's like corner firing on you, where he like pokes out slightly with the barrel of the gun and just takes opportunistic shots.
Is there anything visible in the room, like a desk or a chair or a filing cabinet or something?
You're looking through like the corner of an open doorway. You
Yeah.
barely see the room.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out a good distraction. Since I have distraction with gadgets. I don't think anything can apply here, unfortunately. Okay.
If you make a gadget, you can distract with it.
I have a gadget. It's the grapple gun. It's just like it's a hammer nail situation. I'm trying to find my nail. And I don't think there is one. And that metaphor makes sense, I swear. I think
let us know if you need a lifeline.
I could use a lifeline.
All right. Then you use your grapple gun to grab the door behind the guy and then pull it close, and then you have time to move in on him. How about that?
Perfect. Yeah, let's do that.
All right. Yeah, roll a distraction with gadgets.
Thank you. Technically, this is Jay, not Rock or Steve.
You're right. It wasn't Rock either.
Okay, just a regular distraction with a gadgets roll.
Yeah.
Okay. 6.
You attempt to throw out your grapple hook to grab the door and throw it closed on him. He is able to reach out and with one hand, like brace the door and throw it open. As he does so, the force, as it's trying to reel the door closed, rips the gun out of your hand as you watch your grapple gun go sailing across the hallway.
No. That's
The
worst
line went
possible
taut,
outcome.
and then he threw the door open. You lost your gun.
Shit.
Hey, at least you didn't get shot.
I mean, you're right, but I don't like it nonetheless. That's me.
Orion and Astro, you hear the ongoing fighting happening outside the door. What do you do?
I'll pick up Astro's shotgun, give it to him, and then glance around the corner to see if I can figure out what's going on.
You could read a situation or spot.
Spot, I believe, yeah. 20.
You see the kind of bad situation Evelene's got herself into, where this guy is like laser trained on her position, and she's already failed to do a couple of things here, which has just consistently corroded her position more, where you could tell she's on the eroding side of this fight, right?
Yeah.
You can see, like I said, this guy is like laser trained on her position.
All right. You know what? I think he's so distracted by Evelene that he's not going to expect a frag grenade being thrown through his door. That's what I'm going to do.
I guess we're about to find out.
One.
So that's probably stay cool.
Sure.
I'm trying to make sure it goes through the doorway.
I think grenade throwing is often stay cool or assault, but stay cool in this situation.
15.
Yeah, because he's so locked on to Evelene, he doesn't even register as the grenade goes sailing through his door, bounces off the door, and ricochets further into his room. You see him like try to launch himself out of the way of it, but he is not fast enough. As you watch the explosion like blow him against the wall, and he falls to the ground, not moving.
Okay.
As
good teamwork, Evelene.
Yeah, I'm glad to see I was a distraction. I'm going to jump out and grab my grapple gun.
the most important thing.
Yes, I got my priorities, and then I got to address the bleeding.
Steve, you hear as another explosion goes off and the sounds of gunfire kind of settle outside this room as you have your gun trained on what appears to be a surrendering rebel member.
Yep, and I'm going to move up to him and take him into custody. I'm a little worried, but paint me a word picture, Bob.
All right, what are you looking for here?
Do I know him?
You do not.
Okay. Good. Then he gets to live.
You look over this guy, and he is, wearing a pieced together, like refurbished assault suit that's probably not seen use for a decade at least. You can see where a bunch of like low to middle grade repairs have been made, and pieces from obviously different size suits have been pieced on over it. Surprisingly effective still, but like this isn't military issue.
I assume there's like a power source to it or something like that.
There would be, but you would have to take off the chest piece. The chest piece kind of powers the rest of it, and the power source is on the inside of the chest piece.
Okay, so I can't remove that.
Without removing the chest piece, yes.
Well, is that possible, though, to remove the chest piece?
You can. You can if he doesn't struggle.
Okay. I'll just approach and be like, okay, buddy, I don't know what to tell you other than take your chest piece off here. Let's make this clean. I don't want to hurt you any more than you don't want to be hurt.
You're better than that fucking monster, he says, as he slowly lowers his hands to his shoulders. And you see him fiddle with the straps that like hold the chest piece to his chest. As he kind of like removes him, it almost like folds forward, right? Like the shoulder straps were basically keeping it folded up against his chest. Without that, the only thing attaching it to his body are the straps around his waist. So the chest piece kind of like folds forward in front of him. And in there, you can kind of see the like almost like diskette like access where you can hit a thing that basically ejects it. It like pops up and then lifts up, and then like a little like power source kind of like half ejects so that you can pull it the rest of the way out.
All right. Yeah, and I'll, as he says,
and I assume you do this, yeah.
Yeah. I'll walk up to him and talk to him a bit and be like, Did you see the monster? What is it?
As you pull out the source of power, by the way, you can hear him groan as he goes, "Ugh," as the weight of the suit comes down on him more. Because these are heavy suits without the power source in it. Yours, you would barely be able to walk in without the power source. But his is lighter, like Chimeras or Orions. It like weighs down on him a little bit, and with the wound you gave him when you clipped his arm and shoulder, you can see that his arm like impulsively like goes to his shoulder to like help him hold up that side of his body as it like pushes down on his wounds, and he like leans back against the wall, obviously not hearing what you just said.
Yeah, I'll help brace him too. I'm not trying to hurt him or anything. I'll help him brace him and like set him down so he's not got weight and weird spots on wounds or anything.
Yeah, you can help him like slide down the wall to a seated position, basically.
Sure. And then I'll ask again, what was the monster? Did you see it?
Yeah, I don't. Just for a second, for one lightning quick second, I thought I knew what monsters were, man. Do you work with that thing? How can you sleep at night?
I don't. I don't know what it is. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you for 1 second here. You can tell me things, and not necessarily all of it will get to these corporate ears. You don't have enemies everywhere. Can you tell me why you were here?
Listen, I'm glad you aren't shooting me and you accepted surrender, but I know where this goes. I get beat the shit out of, I get tortured if not killed. Why tell you now?
Because I have the ability to maybe do something with that info. Something that isn't necessarily going to help. And I look around this room and everything like these monsters.
I'm going to need a pilot check.
Word on the street. No, I don't. Other than read a situation, I don't know that I have anything that would apply to this. So
I think this is going to be a straight pilot check.
Okay. I hate that the grid is at the top there because it makes me think I could just hit that button for it.
I know, right?
10?
Wow.
He looks at you, but he wants to believe you, but you can tell he like just doesn't have any faith, right? And you can see him like look off to the side, and something like hurts him to think about almost. You don't know what he's remembering, but he like looks back at you. He goes,
can I say one last thing before he does it?
Yeah, please.
I'll just look over at the bodies and everything and just say, don't let their memory be in vain. Don't let what they did here amount to nothing.
Remind me exactly what you asked him again. Like what that thing was? Did
why,
you see
no,
it?
No, he more or less answered what he could of that, I think. I asked him why they were here. Like, why here? Why now? Like, why this place? What's their mission kind of thing?
We're here because our friends keep going missing, man. They come here after working hard, breaking their backs, sometimes literally. Get company augments that just they can only afford because of the company discount. They can't ever afford to leave, or they can't afford that debt. They're turning them into fucking slaves, man. And now some of them are starting going missing. We're just trying to hold those fuckers to account.
All right. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to help you beyond this, buddy, but you don't know anything. You don't even know that your friends were augmented. You were just a soldier here coming for orders, all right?
He looks at you. Looks you up and down. What's it to you, man? Cushy corporate gig? Why do you care?
Good question. I'll let you know when I know.
He like scoffs a little, looks down, putting pressure on his arm so he doesn't bleed out. Just kind of like looks dejectedly as like with the amount of wounded he is and how heavy this armor is, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah. I don't want to say yell out loud, like, yeah, I can yell out. We've been firing guns. There's been noise and activity. I'll yell out, Dyne, can I get a patch over here?
Yeah, sure. I'll come in.
Yeah.
I'll roll patch, do some basic first aid.
Yeah, go for it.
10.
He's fully stabilized. He's not going to die if you leave him here unless something else intervenes.
Something else.
Something else, you say? Could I use a patch too? As I'll walk over bleeding.
How much health do you have?
12.
Okay. Let's see.
I think you only have one patch.
I only have one patch, but it only heals half of their HP, so this will fully heal him.
All right, so you're using patch the skill check, which you used on that guy. So you don't actually have to use your patch. You can save that for Chimera.
Yep, that's why I did it. For him, I just wanted to stabilize. For Chimera, like actual wound treatment.
All right, you get half your health back, Chimera, which is exactly how damaged you are.
That's why I wanted to check.
Thank you.
Because that's all that I have, really.
I'll say to Steve, did he tell you what their target is?
I'll tell them what he said and everything. They're just here trying to make a difference, trying to find their friends that were augmented.
But the other squad they were in communication with mentioned about a target they were trying to find. What is that target?
He didn't say. I don't think he knows.
I'll turn to him and say, do you know what your target is?
Information, some sort of information, a database or a UMD or something that'll tell us what these people are up to.
You didn't find anything yet, then?
I mean, we've been being chased up and down these stairs by this horrifying thing. I don't know if we've had time to stop and look around.
Well, I'm sorry about your friends.
When did it start chasing you? When you hit the 3rd floor?
As soon as we got past the last public floor. It was... I saw the whirlwind of blood. It was as soon as we broke onto the 4th floor and the facility changed. I watched one of my friends get thrown across the room. I saw some sparks. I saw something just disappear like it doesn't move right. It moves weird.
Almost kind of like from those old, poor, low-budget movies, huh?
I don't know what's in here. I don't know if I ever want to know what's in here.
You and me both. You and me both.
This is as far as my team went. We took the injured and posted up here at the bottom of these stairs. We got 2 more teams above who are trying to push on to find something, anything. But that thing's up there too. Last I heard from them, they lost sight of it.
I'll check in on the Omni Hut to see if I can pick up on any more communications from the other teams.
There's been no more communication since the last one you heard.
Okay.
Interesting.
Is there anything we can tell your friends to help them stand down so they don't die?
I don't know if there is. They're expecting people to put up resistance, and they expect the corporations to lie to them. Everyone who came here came ready to kill and or die.
Have you encountered anyone other than that creature up here?
No. No, we saw, there were some people at reception down below. When we blew open it was locked up for the evening. We had to blow it open. There were a few people down there, but they weren't nothing. We got past them in a few minutes, and ever since we started climbing the stairs, not until we saw that thing.
The place doesn't have security.
What the heck is going on with this place?
Oh, maybe they thought that creature was security enough.
I guess maybe it is. Alright, well, we gotta keep moving.
If you can,
Alrighty.
I'll turn to the wounded soldier. I'll say, if you can, catch your breath here and leave. Get somewhere safe.
He looks at you incredulously and motions to his unpowered armor. Goes, unless you get me out of this or give me my power source back, I'm not moving.
I'll say, okay. How do we get you out?
I mean, he looks at you suspiciously. COMET. Why?
Over the data thing, I'm gonna be like, are you sure this is a good idea? I mean, letting someone escape could put some pressure on us. That's just only you can see this.
Yeah. I'll say I if I have a chance to save someone, not kill someone, I'd rather do that.
Make a pilot check.
Okay.
I want to see what he thinks of you.
I assume that was Captain's orders to give him back the power core, or the chess piece bit, so I'll start doing that.
Okay. I'm gonna...
You've either inspired him or charmed him, I think.
I'm wondering if I should do lead or inspire or charm.
Which is the higher one?
Yeah. But,
I feel like it's more charm, personally.
I am going to roll charm. 8.
He doesn't lose his suspicion of you. He eyes you as this happens. KESTRAL, do you give him back his power source?
I will start to, and then look up at Astro for confirmation.
I'll nod.
All right, then yeah, I will.
All right. As soon as you slot it in and push it back down into its port, he gets the power back in the limbs, even if the chest piece isn't strapped back onto his body. And he's able to push himself back up against the wall. I don't know what you get about this, but I plan on being far away from here.
Good. You do that.
Listen, if you get caught by another team coming in, because we honestly don't know if there are others, you ran away from us. We never spoke.
Yeah.
At least give us that.
Yeah, you got it. He straps the shoulder straps back on that holds the plate up against his chest, checks the fit to make sure he can move in it. It's like, for what it's worth, I hope that monster doesn't get you.
I hope we don't encounter it, but our luck isn't really heading that way right now.
And as you part ways with this spared rebel, we're going to head and call the session there.
Poor bastard.
All right.
Yeah.
What lies on the floors above? What is this horrible thing? What will become of the rebel you get away? Find out next time.
On Astro Jamin's horror show.
Yeah.
Well, no, Xander Nova's horror show.
I'm sorry, it's Xander Nova. Who is Astro Jamin again?
I don't know, some guy. Probably a
Well,
wash up.
Some cool guy.
like I said, we will see what you're able to find on even yet higher floors of this strange facility in our next episode. So we will see you all next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.